Okay, so welcome in our second episode. So in the second episode, we're just going to go ahead and create a new grid project. And I'm just going to be explaining the do's and the don'ts you need to follow while creating this grid project. So in our previous episode, I explained about the e-commerce we're going to be building. I also explained why I chose to be using Grid. And then we also went ahead and installed Grid. So in this episode, we're just going to create a new project, initialize it, start Docker and everything so that everything is running successfully. So in the first thing, you can just create a new project using Grid new, my app, where my app is the name of your project. So first of all, let's go ahead and find the folder where we're going to put everything. So just going to go on my, not projects, YouTube builds. And I'm just going to go inside this. This one I'm going to create my project. So I'm just going to open this, open Git Bash, not Git. Just going to open Git Bash in here. Okay. So the first thing is you check we already have installed Grid. So I'm just going to create a new Grid project. So Grid, actually following, since we are using this blog, you can just go here and you can see Grid new storefront triple. Okay. So this one dash front, you can see I try to explain here the front, but you can just like you don't need even to run this at once. You can things. Okay. If you don't have Git Bash, you can just go ahead and install Git. It will install Git Bash for you. So I'm just going to say Grid new, and I'm just going to say here store front. Okay, so I'm just going to say storefront, and you can see here it gives you ability to check in everything. So if you say full, for example, so full gives you web, admin, API, docs, expo, and desktop. This is the entire everything Grid provides. Okay, so then you have triple, which is the most common one, which is web, admin, and API. Okay, so here yes, it uses turbo repo and all those nice things. So I'm just going to choose this triple, and as I said on the front end. Okay, so that's why the other thing of dash front end. Okay. So on the front end, we have NEXT.JS or TanStack. So I'm just going to go with NEXT.JS since we are building the e-commerce. It has a side-to-side rendering, SEO, and app router. Then here we also have visually, we have three themes. We have the Atlas, Aurora, and Pulse. Whichever you want, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go with the default one, which is Atlas. So this is going to go ahead and create us a new Grid project. Okay, so now one thing you have to understand is that, as I've said, this is a production grade kind of application at this point. So one thing you need to have is Docker. Okay, you need to have Docker installed on your machine. You can also do without Docker, by the way. Okay, if your machine can't handle Docker, that means you're going to go online and you get a Postgres Postgres database URL. You get also for Redis to be able to operate without it. Okay, but for now, this is the steps. The next step: cd into the storefront, which I'm just going to do. Cd in the storefront like this, storefront. And the second thing you need to do is you can go and run Docker Compose app. And this is going to start the Postgres database, Redis, MinIO, and Mailhog. So Redis, you understand, Postgres database, Redis is our cache layer. MinIO is an S3 compatible object storage, which is going to help us to do uploads or locally on our machine, but still compatible with S3. When we deploy this application, we're just going to be using R2 or S3 or Backblaze B2. Then Mailhog is just the way you see recent. Okay, So I'm just going to go ahead, and at this point, I have my Docker here. So you can just go ahead and start your Docker desktop. Okay. If you don't have Docker, you can just pause, go on my YouTube, go ahead and find the tutorial for Docker, or just Google and see how to install Docker and go ahead and install it. So I'm just going to go ahead at this point, start Docker Compose app, Docker Compose app -d, just like this. So it's started like Docker in a dashed mode. Now, if you get any errors at this point here, that means either your Docker is having other things running, so you need to check your Docker. If you just go to containers here, make sure that you have only you have 0 containers running before you actually start your Docker. Even if you have others, you can just come here and pause them. Okay, come here, pause them so that you create yours without any disturbances. So you can see it has created a Docker, and it is also just going and created its volume down here. Okay, you can see here storefront here, which is a nice thing. So after that, just going to go ahead and pnpm install. So this is going and installs everything. So you're just going to say pnpm install, just like this. Okay, so this one is going to go ahead and start installing all the dependencies we need for our Next.js application. We have the website and also the admin panel. So it is going to go ahead and install all the necessary dependencies we need. Okay, so this is going to go ahead and do that. As it is doing that, I can explain more things. So if you just look at this here, this is the things you get out of the box. We get the API, we get also the API docs. So it already comes with very nice API docs, just in case you want to share this as the API to anyone. It comes with GORM Studio. So GORM Studio, those who are familiar with Prisma Studio, this is the same thing. And this GORM Studio, I'm the one who built it also still, the GORM Studio. Then we have the Sentinel. Okay, so Sentinel, this is our security guy. Okay, everything, all the application, if there's something I'm very proud of on Grid, it is Sentinel. This is the highest security guard I ever seen. It does auto ban, it does the everything I need, it does it. Okay, so Sentinel, you can just go ahead and read about it, about Sentinel, but it is really, really, really good. It's one of the things that make this production enterprise level security, everything you think of, firewalls and everything, they are also in here. Then we have the web app, which are going to be accessing on 3000, then admin panel on 301. So right now it is still installing. Then we have our Postgres, of course, Redis, MinIO and Mailhog. Okay, so I'm just going to open another. This is our storefront. I'm just going to open this in VS Code. Okay, and these days VS Code opens it in this one, like they put chat, this AI chatbots in your face, just direct like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and close and make sure that there is this tendency these days VS Code, when you open it, it is in restricted mode. It is in restricted mode. So I'm just going to go ahead and allow or trust. Okay, so I can do everything right now in peace. I'm just going to go ahead and open terminal. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and open terminal. So basically, if you just look at this app, the most important thing is these apps. Okay, so in these apps, we have our admin, we have API, and we have our web. So basically, we have a turbo repo, which is spinning up 3 things. The web, which is going to be our website, where we're going to put our e-commerce and everything. The admin panel, this is where we're going to have the administrators and everyone. And basically the API, which is the engine powering both the web and the admin panel. So at this point, I'm just going to check if it has finished. Okay, so you can see it has finished installing the dependencies. So what we can do here to test everything, we can just go ahead and start and we look at this. So there is one way you can do. you can have one command, which is grid start. So when you run grid start, it will start the server, the web, and also the admin all in one command. But I normally just like building 3 terminals like this. And in each terminal, I start one. So for example, I normally start with the server, which is grid start server like this. And then in the second one, I just say grid start, for example, grid start web. And then in the last one, I just always grid start admin. Okay. So one thing you need to watch out is before you start checking the admin, you need to first make sure that the API has actually started. Okay. So you can see right now here it is building, and behind the scene it uses air. You can see here. So air helps us for hot reloading. So we do not, when we make changes, we do not need to restart. It keeps on. It's just like the way you see in Node.js, the way you see what was it? The daemon. I think it was called MongoDB. Was it like daemon? Yeah. Now you can see it says allow. Now, I normally use this. I don't know if it is me who receives it. This pop-up saying allow the public from the Windows security, and then I always allow, and I know that my API is up. Okay, so after doing this, you can see database was connected successfully, Redis cache connected, file storage connected, warning, resend API key not set, so email disabled. So if you don't have resend API key, then emails are disabled. Okay, and like this, so you can see we have all these. These are like some of these ones from Sentinel, as you can see here. So now at this point, I can go to my admin. So you can first check out the web, which is localhost 3000. Okay, and if you want to go, please go ahead and like this video, and also go ahead and star the repo. From this, you can just go ahead and see this here. I just want to go ahead and give it a star, and yeah, and we proceed. So this episode is already exceeding what I want, but let's just start and see what it has done. So on localhost 3000, okay, and localhost 3000, we're just going to wait and see our grid app. Okay, and we can also, in the new tab, we go on localhost 3001. This is where our admin panel is located. And you can also find it here. You can see there's admin here. You can also just go ahead and start it. So you can see here to this, it might have actually stopped. You can see here. It says that there is something running on port 3001. So what I normally do is there is this command, which is npx clear port 301, like this. Okay, this is a nice command I always use. Npx start the admin. Okay, so this is a nice command, by the way, npx clear port, and then you put the name of the port. I don't know why I didn't know that command. Is it something new or something? I don't know. Okay, so now we have our storefront. You can see here a simple landing page telling you all the dev links and the admin panel where everything is going to be. This is cool. Authentication is already working, so I can just go ahead and log in. Okay. I can just go ahead and log in. Okay, maybe we're just going to log in the second. Okay, I understand why we cannot log in. We haven't done the seeding. So we need to go ahead and migrate and also seed. And you're just going to see this in the next episode.